Welcome to today's lesson, which is the famous Christmas carol, Away in a Manger. And I love to hear this sung by little children at Christmas, don't you? It's just a lovely, lovely thing, isn't it? Now, this is quite an interesting one to learn because it's in the key of E major, which might strike fear and dread into you because it's got 4 sharps. But actually, in a lot of ways, it's a lot easier than playing in C, because instead of being cramped up on those middle 2 rows, you're spread out because you're using lots of black notes. Let's have a look at the notes we're going to play in this. They range from low B on the right hand side, then we go C sharp on the left, and then D sharp on the left, and then E on the left, so three in a row on the left there, and then we have F sharp on the right, and then we have G sharp on the left, A on the right, B on the left, and C sharp on the right. So 4 sharps. In the key of E major, the sharps are F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. So 4 sharps to think about, 4 black notes to think about, but they're all labelled up on my tablature, really easy to follow. But you will have to make a little bit of an adjustment with your fingers to play this. So you're going to use your 3rd finger on the note E over here, okay? Not the 2nd finger as you would normally do, because that's going to make your 1st finger fit very nicely over here on this G sharp and this C sharp, okay? Now, of course, with the note D sharp, you've got a choice. You could play it over here on the 2nd black note up, okay? That's actually is a D sharp, that's named D sharp, or you can play it over here where it's actually called E flat. I taught myself this tune before I had this concertina. I didn't have the choice of those 2, so I played it over here. So, although technically it's an E flat, we're going to call it D sharp. It's the same thing. So when you do this section, you're going to play, you're going to use your 2nd finger on the E as normal, so that your 3rd finger falls on that. We're going to call it D sharp. You see, that's the beauty of having the choice of the same note on both sides. As far as the right hand's concerned, you're just going to use your fingers as normal because you're not playing any of the black notes on the top row. So 1st finger will deal with this row, 2nd finger with this row, and 3rd finger will deal with this row. And of course on this row, you've got F sharp and C sharp to play. So you need to make sure you know where your notes are. There is a separate video that I have done to help you learn your notes on the concertina, on the 48 button. So this is a waltz, it's 3 beats the bar. So get yourself ready. I see a lot of concertina players, they get their fingers round the notes, get their position right before they start playing, even to the point of playing a few of the notes first, like I'm doing there. So it starts on beat 3, it's 1, 2, 3, that's the low B there, 2nd finger. And then the first 2 beats of the next bar, E, E on the left hand side, 1st finger, remember. And then you've got F sharp on the right hand side, and G sharp on the left hand side, finger 1. So you've got, then the timing there is 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the next bar, E, E, G sharp on the left hand side, A on the right hand side. So E, E, G sharp, A, 1, 2, 3, and. Now come up to B, B. Okay, C sharp on the right hand side. So it's finger 3 on both sides there. 1, 2, 3, 1 note per beat. And then it's A on the right hand side, and then run up F sharp, G sharp, so F sharp on the right hand side, G sharp on the left hand side, A, B, okay, A on the right, B on the left, and then on the left hand side we're going to go G sharp, E, G sharp, finger 3 on the G sharp, finger 1 on the E, timing is 1, 2, 3, and then here we're going to change back to our normal fingering for the E. So this next bit is a little bit awkward. You're going to play F sharp on the right hand side. We're on the last 2 bars of the page. F sharp on the right hand side, finger 3. C sharp on the left hand side, finger 1. Then you have to jump a row to get the E, finger 2, and then D sharp, or E flat if you want to call it that, on that bottom row. So it's a little bit awkward, that, and it takes a bit of practicing. Timing is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Got that low B, it's the last note of that page. So page 2 now, exactly the same as it was before. Now the ending here, different. Right, we've got F sharp, C sharp, and then it's still that kind of workaround with the finger, that kind of awkward thing. F sharp on the right hand side, C sharp on the left hand side, and then D sharp with the third finger, and then E with the second finger. Timing is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, rest. And you might ask me, why have you done this in the key of E major? And the reason is that it's actually a really nice key for the children to sing in. So the lowest note is B, and that's just above the very lowest note that I would ever teach young children to sing, which would be an A. And the highest note is C sharp, which is, you know, getting on for one of the highest notes that I'd get them to sing. I mean, some children obviously can cope with much higher notes than that, but these days I find I would definitely never ever go higher than the E above that, and that C sharp is probably, you know, getting towards the end of most children's comfortable range. So key of E major is a lovely key for children to sing it in, and I think it makes a cracking piece on the concertina. That's the end of today's lesson, and I hope you enjoyed it.